My 600-Pound Life is a reality TV show that started around the year 2012. It takes us through the life of a severely obese individual who wants to reduce their weight to a healthy limit. However, not all patients stay determined throughout and make it till the end. Today we will be talking about times when My 600-Pound Life patients made the viewers literally cringe. Lisa Flemming. First up, we've got Lisa Flemming. Lisa was just a little child when her weight started increasing enormously. Her mother, being a very strict parent, probably plays a huge role in the whole thing. But life was never easy for Lisa, and her eating actually went out of control after she had to witness the unfortunate murder of her brother. When Lisa started her weight loss process with Dr. Now, she was already over the 700-pound mark. She could not take care of herself at all and needed assistance because she was restricted to her bed and could not move. But all the traumatic childhood and memories are not exactly the cringe Lisa brought. What we are about to tell you was just as shocking for the doctor as it was for everyone else. Lisa was found to have maggots living under the folds in her skin. To date, this has to be the most cringeworthy and disgusting thing ever on My 600-Pound Life. And even after losing weight and going back home, Lisa adopted her old habits and started gaining weight again. Dr. Now was disappointed and gave up on her as a hopeless case because Lisa was not willing to make any efforts herself at all. Nicole Lewis. Now, one of the most challenging basic life tasks to do normally when you are over 600 pounds can be using the toilet. Even taking a bath, washing your face, keeping your hands clean can be time-taking. Basically, hygiene is a huge compromise for everyone who has ever been on that show. Taking a bath has us thinking 1,000 times before actually getting into the shower. Imagine being more than 270 kilograms and having to take a bath. Usually all of them have huge tubs or rely on the sponge baths. My 600-Pound Life always had a few scenes which showed the viewers how the person manages the whole task. Although most of the body parts are censored, it still can be quite embarrassing. But do not worry about it. The patients always consent to it and are always said to be paid extra for all the scenes. However, in the case of Nicole Lewis, cringe just went overboard. Nicole had trouble even getting inside her bathroom, and doing the basic tasks was a hectic job. Her episode has scenes where Nicole had to be given a bath by her partner on the porch of her house. Just imagine the humiliation that poor woman must be feeling. Heck, just imagine the second-hand embarrassment and cringe the audience must be feeling after they had to witness a person not care about their health to the point where such extreme measures had to be taken. Janine. When Janine joined the show, she weighed over 620 pounds and was 54 years old. Initially, Janine appeared to be very motivated, and it looked like she might actually put in the effort needed. All this, however, later turned out to be a lie, as Janine went to a McDonald's drive-thru and ordered 20 chicken McNuggets as a light snack. The situation got even worse, as it was revealed that she would regularly consume thousands upon thousands of calories in one sitting. Well, in one laying if we're being technical, since Janine wouldn't even sit up to eat. She would just eat laying down in bed. Janine had been working as a plus-size model for quite some time and was now lonely. Despite all this, Janine refused to put in the effort and made everyone cringe with her McDonald's trip, even after Dr. Now had told her just how dangerous her weight was for her health and well-being. Samantha Mason. Unlike most other patients on My 600-Pound Life that were restricted to their beds and hence had no jobs, Samantha Mason actually worked as an influencer. Samantha had managed to use her weight to her benefit and worked as a streamer. When Samantha came onto the show, she weighed an astonishing 1,000 pounds. Samantha had never tried to stop gaining weight, since the more weight she gained, the more followers she got, and as a result, the more money she made. Samantha was making money for her family this way, but had failed to take into consideration just how horrible everything was for her health. Dr. Now warned her that if she kept on going the way she was, she would die. Her excess weight was killing her, and Samantha knew it. Samantha was motivated to lose weight by her daughter and got super emotional thinking that her daughter would have to grow up without a mother in case she didn't stop being the way she was. Fans were hooked and everyone was emotionally invested in her story. Could this mother change herself for her daughter? The answer was unfortunately a no. In an interesting chain of events, Samantha Mason refused to follow her diets and stuck to her old ways. Her attitude was the biggest obstacle in her getting better, as she never really focused on getting better and instead focused on how awful everything in her life was. Samantha's daughter tried her best to help her mother too, and did her best to be there for her mother. Unfortunately, Samantha just couldn't do it and ended up dropping from the show. The real twist came when, after leaving the show, Samantha started bad-mouthing how the entire show was a joke and how the producers were using it as a way to ridicule fat people and make money off their misery. This was such a weird thing to say, since the show actually paid the contestants and took care of their medical bills. All this just to have people like Samantha ridicule them. Isaac Martinez. Isaac Martinez was one of the saddest yet most annoying cases the show ever had. Isaac was just 16, but he weighed over 450 pounds. Isaac lived with his family and was a happy kid. He had even gotten a full scholarship to college. Unfortunately, this happiness was short-lived, as Isaac's mother developed uterine cancer. Isaac had to leave his scholarship and come back to take care of his mother. During these tough times, Isaac started binge eating and ate his way through his anxiety. Obviously, as a result of all this, his weight started to soar. Isaac joined the show and looked intent on getting better. This unfortunately did not happen, as Isaac only managed to lose 9 pounds instead of the 100 pounds the doctor now had asked him to lose. The real shocker came when Isaac blamed his mother for his failure to lose weight and cited her cancer as the reason for his lack of effort. Isaac was given another chance, but he failed again and made viewers cringe when he again blamed his mother's cancer. Zalin. The case of Zalin is quite peculiar and alarming. Zalin's husband was an enabler, and for all the strange reasons. When she started her weight loss journey, it was noticed that her husband was quite hesitant about the whole thing. Even on the show, he was not showing the support he was supposed to be showing. Later on the show, he admitted that he had a fat fetish, which is honestly the part that made me cringe the most in all the episodes to this time. Somehow, this man liked bigger women and was afraid that if Zalin continued on her weight loss journey and actually started making some healthy progress, she would transform into someone he did not like. I mean, who does that? It was actually insane behavior, and he even tried to ruin her dieting plans by forcing her into eating food she was not supposed to. Zalin's husband refused to buy her salads and healthy food too. Later on, Zalin told that she ended the ties with her husband because he was being a hindrance to something positive in her life. He was not happy with the idea of Zalin being healthy at all, and she thought there was no point in being with someone who had such narrow-minded thoughts. Good for her. She still continues her journey with weight to this date and has been determined with it. Penny. Now, Penny was almost at 530 pounds, but she was completely bedridden. And as soon as she found out about Dr. Now's program, she joined. Because the whole case had reached a point where her husband had started having difficulties in taking care of her and assisting her in various tasks. And her 8-year-old son Liam only ever saw her mother on the bed. She was horrified that her son might have to see her dead before he turned 10. So she was determined to change for the sake of her little boy. And everything was going well till she refused to stand on the scales, saying that weight didn't actually matter. The doctor saw absolutely no motivation in her after her cringe behavior, and he had told the audience that this case was yet again hopeless. Nothing could be done about it because Penny was not willing to try at all and suddenly had the idea that weight did not matter at all. Even the viewers described the behavior Penny displayed as manipulative. Her absolute dedication just got lost suddenly, which was quite surprising for everyone. Click one of those on screen right now.